Old Titans. And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for HBO Max's original series, Season 3 of Titans. Non-spoiler review, so don't worry about that. Thanks to HBO for giving us the screeners. Do give us a thumbs up, it really does help. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and then maybe down the line, if you don't like this review, or you don't like me, then unsubscribe. It doesn't take 2 seconds. Let's jump in. Okay, this time around, we see our heroes are drawn to Gotham City, where the Dark Knight, I'll get it right in a second, the Dark Knight resides. And it very much steers itself, it leans heavily into the lore that I think die-hard fans will enjoy, although you might find yourself going, where are you going with this storyline? All it takes is 1 second scan on IMDb of what the three titles are on IMDb for each episode that they've revealed so far, and you'll see which storyline they're going for. I do feel like, however, that it does feel like the first 3 episodes are very much rushed. Although I liked it, they rushed in storyline, but they're lacking a bit in action sequences. So where we have seen these amazingly well choreographed action sequences in season 1 and season 2, and the stakes have been really high, it does feel like they've toned that down quite a bit. They still swear, and we still see action sequences, and when we do get them, they are still good for the most part, but it does feel like they've gone more into the story arc first, so that by the time we get to the action, I'm guessing that's going to be in the later date, because HBO are giving us the first 4 episodes to review, so that's what we are reviewing here. So I'm hoping it's going to go more action centric, but for now they're concentrating on the lore and the story that they're trying to get past. And I have to say I have mixed feelings here, because I kind of know, as a fan, not a die-hard fan, but as a fan, I immediately knew where they were going with this storyline. You've played the games, you've probably seen the animation, you might have read the comics. Whichever world you're coming from, you're probably going to know some characters. Ever since they had 2 Robins and one became Nightwing and the other one was a bit antsy, and you knew the name of that Robin, you kind of knew where the story was going to go and what they were going to do with it. So now you're just trying to see what that iteration looks like. There are moments where I feel like the story really shines. Sometimes they get the drama just so right. There are moments when our actors get some deep dialogue, which is great, and you're like, well, this is some heavy-hitting stuff. There's consequences for our actors, there's consequences for our characters, and then sometimes it's really cheesy and campy. And there's this balance between, I know they're no longer Teen Titans, so it's Titans, it's like adult Titans. We swear now, we break bones, we kill, we blur the line between what are heroes, so we're not just trying to make it black or white, good guys versus bad guys. We're doing the grey thing because life is that way. It's not a reflection of the comic, it's a reflection of real life, but taking that hero genre that we know and love and putting it in there. And that's kind of what we get in season 3. They're really kind of reflecting the psyches of some of our heroes, having both Robins being under Bruce Wayne's care and what that has done to the psyche. And it does feel darker this time around because they're in Gotham City. They can really lean into kind of the darkness, and I was looking forward to seeing some of the iterations and the different characters that they show us and how they would play those. And for the most part, I really enjoyed that. I was also kind of surprised where they went with some of the story. They've kind of veered off a little bit, so we kind of know it, and then they're doing their own thing with it. So that depends whether you're a diehard fan, you're like, you can't do that, or you're going to be like, oh yeah, I guess that's an alternate version, and that works quite well. There are moments where some of the fight sequence just didn't work for me. It looked like some of our characters' fight sequences had been choreographed really well, and then others just felt lackluster. And they were like, oh, because this character has powers, we'll just give this person the power and not really have them do anything decent. Which was a shame, because I feel like they all can fight, at least in my mind. In the versions I've seen of them, I know they're all damn good fighters, so that's what I expect to see. There are some background characters just within the first 4 episodes, background character moments where our characters are developed. Starfire is going through something through flashes. She's like, it feels like her powers are on the fritz, so there's this whole storyline with her, and I really like that. I'm looking forward to seeing where that develops. Beast Boy is kind of like the Jiminy Cricket of the team. He is still once again trying to keep the team together almost. Superboy is trying to come to terms with who he is, still having the superhero kind of to look after, to look up to, because Superman is that figure that, you know, everybody kind of compares him to, and that's always down his mind. We've obviously got the dog, which is fantastic. We get to see him use his powers a little. I'm hoping that really comes into play. I want to see what they do with our super dog. Very, very, very cool. I think they continue leaning on the fact that Robin or Nightwing is the leader. And I think that, well, Dick Grayson, and I think that works, but it does feel like there's a few leaders, and there continues to be this push and pull of leadership. And I think that's what they're going for in this series, that they're a family and families fight, but when they come together, when they to deal with something, they deal with it together well. And I think that's what they're going for. So generally the storylines go, they encounter a big bad, and depending on what that bad's abilities are or who they are, they mess up for the first few episodes, and then towards the end they come together to kind of save the day. But it doesn't always work out, because there are moments the storyline goes, yeah, but you don't win everything. You don't always win the day, and the hero is the person that stands up at the end of the day. And that's kind of the storyline they're gone for, which I think is fun, but sometimes it's really dark. There are moments in the first 4 episodes you're going to go, well, I didn't see that coming. Real consequences for our team. Some people might not like that. I thought it was good. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. So I'm still on the fence with this. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the score and the acting for the most part is good. I thought the fact that they've taken them to Gotham is a really interesting way to go. I did wonder what they were going to do with it next. You'll guess what's going to happen for the most part, and then it does its own thing. So let me know in the comments below, how excited are you to see what's going to happen in season 3. Our team are kind of reeling from the events of the end of season 2, and they're still wanting to fix a few of those events, and so it feels like they don't need to establish anything. Our heroes are kind of established, so any of the new characters they can spend more time on, but then when we see our team members act a certain way, the story kind of relies on the back 2 seasons. Having you had to watch the last 2 seasons, it relies on what it's done before, and I feel like that's a bit of a shame, because I would have liked more moments for our characters to shine, but maybe we're still going to get that. So there are moments where I thought, yeah, dialogue is great, that's a great dramatic moment. Some of the special effects are a bit iffy still with our Beast Boy, but for the most part it's enjoyable. I feel like it has room to grow. I'm hoping that by the time I get to end of season 3, I'm going to be like, yeah, that was fantastic. Actually gave me Gotham vibes and Dark Knight vibes, and that's only a good thing, right? Gotham the TV series and Dark Knight the movie with Christopher Nolan. So I'm hoping that it continues to kind of go there, but also stand on its own feet and do its own thing. So for the moment, I'm heading towards B+, maybe A-, depending on how good the rest of the episodes are. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.